Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Town Hall with Mr. Z. It's good to see you all back from vacation, alive and well. We've got kids doing amazing things already in just a few short days that we've been together, and we've got lots to talk about tonight. We're going to start with a lot of discussion about things that we put in e-notes tonight, and we're going to spend about half our time on some board-related things that are going on, and the other half on our Ukraine efforts and really kind of get the community on board with all the things that we're planning and doing right now in regard to that. It's a challenging time, and I recognize that having just one more thing seems almost daunting. So we're going to try to put some organization to it and get our heads around it as we take on this latest challenge. And help in the way that we always would as warriors. So stay tuned, and we're going to be talking about that in depth tonight. But let me start by bringing in our board chair, Kay LaBanca. Kay, join me in the town hall. We got lots of things going on the board right now. So why don't you give us a general overview, and then we'll bring our other guests in due course here.
Of course, and we will be joined by our governance chair in a moment. We are in the midst of election season, so we will be talking about our appointees that the board has already appointed to some positions. We'll be talking about elections. You'll get to meet two candidates tonight for the U.S. and non-U.S. seats. It's an exciting time in thinking about, we unfortunately we lose great people every year, and then we have the opportunity to bring in new talent. And the board has been very purposeful in recruiting and
Uh-oh, I think we've got a freeze going on here. Anna, it looks like Kay's got a frozen there, so I'm going to bring you in while we see if maybe she's got a technical glitch out there. But why don't you introduce our election process and our and particularly our appointment process first, because I think we want to start with the appointments.
Yeah, good evening, ASW community. As Kay mentioned, she's unfrozen now. So
I didn't see anything. I just saw.
Apologies for that, Kay. We had a little technical glitch, and it looked like you froze up there for just a second. But go ahead, Anna.
So we are in the middle of changing part of our board as each school year. We deal with the appointment first, so we have 2 seats for appointments, and then we have elections. Like each year, we have a U.S. seat and non-U.S. seat available for the elections. So maybe first I will introduce our appointed members. We had 2 seats, U.S. seat, non-U.S. seat, and for the non-U.S. seat, Magdalena Kowalska was appointed for the 3 years term. You know Magdalena because it's her 2nd year with the Board of Trustees. She is a head of the MRM committee, and we are very happy to have her for another 3 years, because we also believe that the continuity is very important and the organizational wisdom that she brings. So maybe Magdalena, can you say a few words to the community?
Welcome, Magda.
Hey, Magda.
Thank you all, and good evening, everyone. It has been an honor to serve on the board of ASW, and especially that times are extreme, and it's basically so inspiring to see the ASW community standing behind, being together in all these difficult times. I'm saying that especially that I have been heading MRM committee, so our sort of risk committee. So I can see how strong the community really is, and how well the school responses. So thank you to everyone engaged, and for all the support to the board, and we very much welcome your engagement. I myself has been voted, Anna said, 2 years with ASW from 2018. My daughter is in grade 9. Carolina, we're very, very happy as a family to be part of the community. So Thank you, and over to Anna and Kay and John.
Thank you, Magdalena. And I also would like to welcome James Simmons. James is a new trustee, and also funny thing to say, Jim will be bringing a more diversity to the board, because currently the board is female dominated, and he will be taking this male part. So we have this gender balance at our board. So welcome, Jim. Would you like to say a couple of words?
James, welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for the introduction. Well, yeah, I'm very excited to join, and honored that I was chosen to be on the board. We have a daughter in PK4. She started last year, PK3. It's been an amazing experience, and really is a very special community. And just from the people that I've started to meet on the board, I can tell that's a very special and talented group of people as well. So I'm very happy to join it. My background is mainly in business and finance, and I'm looking forward to contributing however I can to the board.
Great.
Thank you very much, Jim. And as each year, we will be starting elections. As each year we have 2 seats available, non-US seat and the US seat, and the elections will start later this week. All of the community members will receive their voting ballots. So please, strongly encourage you to vote. This is also a part of participation and in our community. And I also would like to thank very much the volunteers who stepped out to be candidates for the elections and to help with the board. I think that in these dark times, this is the real spirit of volunteering, that all of us, we want to serve the community as much as we can in different positions, in different aspects. But this is one of the aspects of bringing this spirit of togetherness and community that we need so much. So please welcome Sarah Kyle, who is a candidate for the US position.
Sarah, welcome.
Hi, thank you very much. And thank you for the introduction. Yeah, so we are new this school year to the community, and we're very, very happy to be a part of this amazing and very supportive community. And I'm very honored to be considered to represent ASW community on the ASW Board of Trustees. Briefly, my background, I'm a developmental editor, so I'm eager to use those skills wherever I'm needed on the school board and the various committee work. I have a lot of experience in nonprofit school board work too, so I think that will be helpful. But yeah, I'm very excited. Oh, did I say what my kids? Okay, so we have 2 kids with us here. We have 4 in total. 2 are here with us. Ben is in grade 10 and Isabella is in grade 8, and they really love the school and really very happy to be here. So so I'm very excited to have this opportunity to serve the community. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And our candidate for the non-US seat, Peter Jambor. Welcome, Peter. Would you like to say a couple of words?
Yes, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Peter Jambor. I'm Hungarian, and we are also rather new in the community. My 2 sons in grade 9 and 11 joined the ASW last August, so this is the first school year, and we are very happy to be here. My background is in advertising and marketing, but the last 7 years we spent in living in India, Japan, and Dubai, and following my wife's job opportunities. And we just joined last August, yeah, and would like to meet more and see more of the school. This is like I've been at school once inside, so it's much less than usually I do, and I expect that we are back to normal soon. Thank you very much for your introduction, and see you soon.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. So as I said, the elections will start soon later this week, and I strongly encourage you to vote. But also I would like to remind that becoming a trustee is an ongoing project. So if anybody of you is interested in serving as a member of the Board of Trustees, please reach out to us. There are other opportunities participating in the board work, so as a community member or joining the board next year. So please, you can reach out anytime to us and ask about the opportunities, how to become a board member.
And to that end, if you go to our aswarsaw.org website, you'll see links to applications, open applications that are always there year round for interest in a role on the board. You can fill those out at any time. I also need to remind that I have aspiring board member training sessions on a regular basis, twice every year. The next one is actually tomorrow night. We have those that are participating tomorrow night who have an interest in the future of the board. Also, from the election point of view, you'll receive your personalized ballot sometime before the end of this week. And elections, as noted in e-notes, will remain open into later March. We're hopeful of your participation in the elections. We know that it seems odd when we have two unopposed candidates that are each running for a position, but it is a school association and board policy requirement that we run the election and validate it and adopt it as a board. We are a governing body and we have our rules to follow. So please take the time to fill out our ballot and complete it. We may throw a couple of survey questions on there too to get some feedback from you on things and how they're going. So we'll use that as an opportunity for gaining some additional information from you. But I think this is honestly the most board members on the screen at one time in any given town hall.
Yeah.
So I just want to make a big shout out to our board members and
Brady
thanks to
Bunch,
them
yeah.
and who you represent, who are also on the board and continuing their service into next year. As Kay pointed out, we will have some departures and some farewells, but it's too early to talk about that. All of these individuals on the screen, with the exception of Magda, who's a current person continuing, will begin their term of service in July, assuming outcomes as we expect in the coming weeks.
Wonderful.
Thank you all for joining us tonight. Very appreciative of your time and your effort, your energy, and your commitment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Thank you all.
Yeah, finally. Buttons to click here. And Anna, thank you for mastering this process and governance
Thank
committee.
you.
That's one of the key roles of governance, I know, is the succession planning for our board, and it keeps us going. So thank you and your committee and team for all of their efforts in coordinating this.
It's a lot of work, and he's a wonderful leader. So, Anna, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much on behalf of the community.
All right, bye-bye now. All right, Kay, let's take the transition into Ukraine. You and I have been busy the last few days, and there's a lot going on in the world. I like to refer to this on our back doorstep, and we're all very concerned about that. I think generally, while this is daunting and hanging over our heads, we want to convey a message of preparedness, of consideration of all the things we need to be thinking about. But at the same time, an air of caution and thought. We are doing many things within the classrooms and within the divisions to support kids. Thank you to the parents who've written to me in appreciation for that. We have checked in with all of our Ukrainian families and all are back. And I'm talking about Ukrainian students at this time, as well as our Russian students who also may have experienced challenges in the current situation. We have a lot of things going on in CISA, our organization of collaboration throughout this region, and every school across the region is stepping up to help. We have currently shuttles going in Hungary and bringing kids to Budapest. We have forays into Slovakia. Krakow is hosting families. We are hosting families. CISA schools across the board have made a commitment to accepting students from the schools that have been forced to close, particularly Kiev International and the PSI school in Kiev. They have now fully closed their doors, have almost entirely evacuated their staff. There are still a few local staff, obviously, behind that they're very concerned about. Some are still seeking access to borders to get across. But that's just to give you an update of those most affected or most closely affected. And then, Kay, we did our initial action with a resolution to the board. So you did a wonderful introduction to that in e-notes tonight. What do you want to add on that front?
I think, the big message here, in addition to we're seeing such amazing sense of togetherness, connectiveness, we're trying to be as thoughtful and strategic as possible too, because we know that this is going to be a long-term effort. We know it's going to involve the skills, the talents, the time, and the commitment of everyone in our community. And I think it's a time to really rise to the occasion. And we think on the board of service above self, and what talents, what abilities do you have to be able to give back? And right away, when John talked about this, he drafted the resolution. Unanimously, the board said, absolutely, we will do whatever it takes to support the CESA families and future families, looking to come to our community to receive a high quality education, be welcomed into our amazing international community, and continue the journey forward with their families. I am inundated all the time with messages of not only ideas of getting help, but how do we figure all this out? So with the PTO, there's a great meeting Monday morning. There's continuing work with service learning, so many aspects of the school and community. So we encourage you to to think about what you have to give, but this is going to be going on for a while in terms of our continued support, and how can within the roles we have, within the interests we have, the skills, connections, languages, what can we do? And I've just been beyond moved, impressed, and humbled by everything that's already been done the last week. And I believe we are in a great position, John, to continue supporting students who come to us who need that support, our current families, and of course, move forward and become even stronger in the process.
Yeah, we recognize that there are multiple tiers to this, and there are things that we're still understanding along the way. To that end, I've tapped into our already strong service learning arm here at the school. And so let me bring Lagita in to join us. Lagita, welcome. And thank you for all of the work that I know you're doing behind the scenes to get this organized. I know I tapped into you right away, and you've risen to that challenge as we're dealing with so much here. But you've also got a wonderful group of students behind you. But why don't you introduce some of the things that you are hearing, knowing, and understanding right now, and then we'll bring maybe I'll go ahead and bring Amanda in just to join us and have her here. But why don't you start by doing introductions and talk about where we're at right now?
Good evening. So thank you very much for the whole community for responding to the needs. It's incredible how we all come together and how much we can offer and how much people want to help. And we're talking here about donations, but we're also talking about people who want to spend time, and how fast we're able to provide that support, and how effective the whole work is. So we have many initiatives. Majority of the initiatives is focusing on donations right now. And I don't know, John, if you will be talking about the website and the list, or...
Well, let's start with the website right now. Let me just bring that up on the screen. So this is the website that we're talking about, and we pushed this out in Bulletin today, and it was also in my letter earlier this week. But our AS Warsaw community, ASW for Ukraine, and we'll also put this up as a blurb on our aswarsaw.org, so it pops up right away and people can go directly to it. Our banner page is there, but we're really trying to make this as simple as possible in key links under two categories: how can I help, and I'm already helping and I need support. And I think those are yielding a wonderful response from the community in understanding what the needs are and what things we have to offer. The one here that is what is needed is the one that's most dynamic right now. And I know that, Lagita, you're getting information on a regular basis about things to add, things that we need. The needs are coming in and it's constantly changing. What we're asking the community to do, I think, is to constantly check back to this list, bookmark this and keep coming back. And as you're going on regular weekly shopping missions, or as you have time or opportunity, check this list and see what you can fit in. This is not a one-time donation. This is going to be an ongoing effort. And I know all of us are thinking about, how do we just make this a regular stop to get some things, bring it and donate. And as a community, collaboratively and collectively bringing this together, it turns into sizable donations that we can send to those in need. Do you want to add to that, Ligita, or even Amanda at this point?
Absolutely. If I just have one comment, John, the list is provided by the Refugee Center, our long-term partner institution. So I know that a lot of initiatives, being announced everywhere on Facebook, on many different chats. I would like to encourage everybody who would like to help through school to always check this list first, and not to post, because we can't help everybody. We can help, some organizations, which is a refugee center that we've been working with. So all the needs that are on this batch will go on Saturday, for example. So, if that could be done, that, we don't multiply different initiatives, but we just focus on this one, and that would be great. Amanda, would you like to talk about how 10th grade is involved with this and what you guys planning to do for this project?
Sure, that sounds great. So, hello everybody. If you don't already know me, I'm Amanda Mitri, and so I recently was put in charge of a 10th grade project because we do have about 100 Ukrainian children who are in need of brand new books, toys, and games. And it would be so amazing if everybody could pitch in, because we would really appreciate everybody's help. And so the games that we're looking for are Uno, cards, chess, and any small games that are appropriate from age 3 to 10, and they should be in good shape, fully complete. We shouldn't have any missing parts, and they should be fairly easy to understand. We're also looking for sports equipment such as balls, frisbees, and hula hoops, and picture books for younger children, preferably with pictures. And you can bring novels, but it would be better if they were just pictures. And so all of the donations should be dropped off outside Mr. James's room, which I believe is C105, because this is a separate project that I'm organizing, so they shouldn't be dropped off at any of the school entrances. So if you want to send them with your if you want to send the donations with your children to school, they can drop them off. And then the other option is
So
send
Amanda,
in
that's
money.
going to be okay for upper school and middle high, but for elementary, we are going to be using the front boxes primarily, and we'll just have to sort that out for you guys. But I don't want to discourage any group from being able to donate to this, so let's just use whatever box is available to you, and we'll get it sorted and get it to the right place.
And then
Keep going.
the
What
last
else?
option was that you can send money with your kids to school, and they can reach out and contact me, and I'll collect the money, and then I can go out and buy the games, of course, and then just give them to Miss Ligita. So we would really appreciate everybody's help, and I know that we can make this a big success.
Amanda, can I just clarify, and can we be very, very clear about donations? This is another point we should bring up, that we do not solicit any monetary donations. We do not collect money, and we welcome donations. If we can be very, very clear about that.
So going back to the website, I mean, one of the things that we're challenged by is where to focus monetary needs. And we've identified some that were recommended to us and that we're aware of, that we have strong partnerships with, as well as PSI has made some recommendations of organizations they know that are directly working with Ukrainians in Kiev. So we've identified those so far. And what we're saying about monetary donations right now is we're not collecting monetary donations for the moment until we can figure out how best to organize community support for financial donations and or purchasing of things. So we're in process on that, and we will come up with a plan for how, as a community, we can channel resources to some of these identified locations and or others that may be identified in the coming days. So it's just a temporary hold on monetary donations for the time being, because we don't want it to get lost in the confusion of what our focus is right now, which is on the goods and services that we can muster as a community. So keep the donations coming, get that habit in play, get the pieces to Amanda and her team in terms of the games and things that they need to push out. But in due course, we'll come back to you with a financial plan for how we can contribute financially. And this is part of, again, this emerging concern and how we don't know all the details of what we're going to be facing. So we want to kind of take this one step at a time, and we wanted to put a priority on immediate involvement. So on our I want to help page, you really have a chance to put what services you have available to the community. And so I think one of the things that we are talking about too, and I'll just, I'm going to put this back up one more time because there's an Instagram page on this, is food distribution for families who are hosting refugees. So we want to muster our core. And so PTO is arranging for meal prep for the refugees that are already being housed by ASW families right now. Ligita, do we know how many are being housed right now?
We have a few. I'm not aware of all of them, but there are a few teachers, there are a few parents, and the numbers will be coming. I just had today 2 requests, and I was able to,
So we've
connect.
got about, I think, somewhere in the neighborhood of a dozen or a dozen and a half out there right now that are housed with various families, either ASW families or other families that joined us for the PTO general meeting the other day. And so there's various needs for those families that are on this spreadsheet when you go to it to say, here's how I can help. I can help with transportation. I can help with legal services. I can help with translation. I can help with housing. And as we become aware of more needs for local housing for refugee families, we'll push out to that list and ask for them to then offer a place to a family. And we'll do the pre-vetting and the connection between the different agencies that are supporting that. Amanda, talk more about 10th grade. That's the first task, obviously, is getting the games and things together. What else is on the horizon for you and your team?
I definitely think this is sort of like a starting project. I just found out that this was a need maybe a day ago. So I definitely think that this is kind of, we really want to like focus all our attention on this project for the time being, because we do want to provide these kids with a way out of their stress, and we just want to have we want them to be kids. So I really think that if we can focus all our attention on this project and really get those donations in, we're going to be able to provide for those children.
And also, Amanda, you guys are responsible for collecting these donations, so make sure that they all sorted and they're ready to go when there is a need. Right.
And Ligita, I think you also want to talk a little bit about 8th grade, right? So
Yes.
talk more about what 8th grade's doing right now.
So 8th grade is also taking the project, and the team, teachers and also students, very flexible, because sometimes it's hard to predict when the need is when we need the help, loading items to transport or sorting items. So they come as we need, and they also helping out with these donations.
Brilliant. And I saw many of them at work this morning filling a van up and getting it on its way to the border. And we've got an Instagram feed, and we're also using our ASW for Ukraine tag on Twitter to kind of keep everybody informed of the ongoing efforts. But please do continue to come back to our website and use those links and participate. And this is not short term. This is a long-term project. This is going to be something we're going to be doing from now through the remainder of the year. And I think it's just a matter of building it into the fabric of how we do business. We want to engage as many kids as possible in this, and they're stepping up and beginning the effort of all the different things that they want to do. So we're excited for that effort. Amanda, thank you for you and your team and what you're doing. Pass the word to all. Please join in, and we're happy with what we're doing as warriors. For all of the community out there, again, keep checking back, keep participating. It's about sustainability now, and then responding to the challenges as we become more aware of them. I'm aware that we have a message to the embassy community from the ambassador tonight that also provides additional guidance on, and we'll try to share that forward with the rest of the ASW community here in the next day or so, to give you a sense of what the U.S. Embassy is recommending. And again, we're responding to the challenges as we become aware of them. So we'll be reaching out to those who have filled out our form for your services as the needs become more clear to us. Anything else? Anything I'm forgetting? You're getting lots of praise online and also questions and things. So here's one family that's got 4 kids and 2 mothers, and others already dialoguing on Facebook about how they can help. So this is the kind of fabric of effort. But anything else that you guys want to share? Anything else that we need to know about?
Just thank you very much for everybody. Thank you for the companies who offered, all different electronics. For example, we're able to get 3 washing machines, beds, and refrigerators, and
these are the quick and immediate things, right? We ask for a washing machine, we get a washing machine. We ask for a truck, we get a truck. And that's exactly what we're doing, is we're creating this kind of dynamic atmosphere and environment for responding to these needs as they become real.
So
all right. Well, thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. We'll keep this in about 2 weeks' time. We're going to come back, and I want you to come back and give us an update and a status report and take us to the next level in terms of the next round of needs. Because I do expect this to feature in Town Hall for the next month or so while we are still watching what is unfolding before us. Okay. Thanks very much. Bye now.
Thank you, ladies.
Kay, any final comments from you? Observing all
We're
this,
an incredible community, John. Like it's just amazing what everyone is doing. So just know that you are appreciated, you are valued, and you're making a difference, really. From today onwards, this is long term, as we keep saying. So thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, I'll let you go then, and I'll bring us to conclusion here and see if there are any questions amongst the audience. But thank you, Kay, for all of your leadership and guidance and partnership in this. I do appreciate it, as always.
Likewise. Thank you, John. Take care, everyone.
That's about it tonight. I'll make a brief comment about the COVID situation. It's actually looking better, and we're just monitoring for 2 more days to see what our results post-vacation look like. The actual published numbers are definitely showing the right trend. We're definitely past the 5th wave. I wrote a quick summary tonight, and so next week we'll be able to make some more clear announcements about relaxing our posture, as we expect will be the case with the numbers matching what we originally set in our protocol as guidelines. So please stay tuned for that. And thank you for all the parents who are offering insight and feedback that we can take to crisis team as we're making our decisions. But we do seem to be heading in a positive direction on the COVID front. Again, I just have to express that it's really hard sometimes to find the words to understand what's going on to our east right now. And we're all glued to the screens, as they say, trying to make sense out of it. It's a daunting challenge. And I find myself welling up with emotions thinking about all of those who are in this difficult situation and those who are losing their lives. I think we have to keep reminding ourselves of what the toll of this is on family and friends that extend from our community. I want everyone to know our hearts and thoughts are with all of you who have connections and who are feeling this. This is not the one more thing that we wanted to see happen. And I feel for you all. I want to encourage you all, along with your kids, to take a break occasionally, to think about your own wellness and well-being. I've made that comment to my team and certainly will reiterate that for staff as well. But please do take care of yourself in these daunting and challenging times as we're bombarded with information and concern. With that, I think let's see if there are any questions. And I'm monitoring the Facebook. So, and again, that dialogue about food preparation is going on in Facebook. So keep that going tonight at your discretion. And check in with PTO Vice President if you can help in that regard. There it is. And they're coordinating all of that, and more of those kinds of things will be coming out. Let's end tonight as I go off screen with just a moment of silence for Ukraine. And so before I sign off again, thank you one and all for your community, for your participation, for your fellowship, and for your service.